have to be implemented? Is there kind of a time frame where you'd have to get it?
Well, we're working on dates right now, so that'll all take place. But we're going to, it looks to me like we'll have it, because I've told everybody we have to have it. And it'll be exciting. One-game playoff. Start the playoffs off in a very exciting manner.
Unfortunately, the Red Sox and Cubs haven't been able to decide, so it's in your lap now. Where is that at as far as you're concerned?
It's in my lap, and I have information from both clubs, and we'll take it from there.
Is there a time frame?
Well, I'd like to get it done as expeditiously as possible.
Why is it taking this long? This is supposed to be something that's going to be done in December.
Well, the clubs tried to settle it themselves, and I have a lot of patience because, as I said to this gentleman before, everything controversial generally winds up on my desk. But in this case, I did give the clubs more latitude, both Chicago and Boston, and I hope that they could come to some conclusion, but they didn't, and it's okay, so now I have.
Is it fair for you to decide it? Is it fair for you?
Yes.
Is it hard for you to do because it involves
Well, there's a lot of precedents and a lot of things, but look, that's the way baseball is set up. If the Cubs can't solve their own dispute, then the commissioner does. So after 20 years, Dave, I accept that as a part of the job and don't really think too much about it. No, I don't know that. Only the arbitrator knows that, and the arbitrator and Michael Weiner and Rob Manfred. No idea.
Hey, Bud, change is always the biggest part of baseball. How strange is it to see Ozzie being out with the White Sox?
Well, change is part of it. I mean, White Sox have always been pretty stable in this regard, as a lot of clubs have. But look, the one thing you know in baseball is that change is inevitable. So it's coming. I wish Robin all the success in the world. Know that some people have said, it's interesting he hasn't had any managerial experience, but given his intellect, given everything about him, I think he'll do very well.
But ownerships who got new broadcast deals seem to be spending at a record pace. As commissioner of baseball, I know you don't tell people how to run their teams, but do you have concern about that?
Well, I wouldn't say we're spending at record levels, actually. I know there have been some signings that have been interesting, but I must say, in a lot of ways, this winter has not produced as many dramatic moments as other winters have. But so I watch it very closely, as you know, and I'm quite satisfied that the clubs will do what they can afford to do, and overall, the health of our sport is just terrific. Sport has never been this popular. It's been healthier than I can ever remember. We can't do much better than the year we had last year. From start to finish. People all talk about playoffs and the last day of the season, which were phenomenal. But it was a great year last year, the whole year. And I think Tony La Russa and I were having a long conversation the other day, and I said, from really September 1st on, the races really got interesting. And then, you go back to the playoffs and the 6th game of the World Series in September 28th, where you had, within 3 minutes, Boston losing to Baltimore, and Evan Longoria hit the home run in Tampa. Great year. 5th best year in attendance in the midst of a recession. We're doing great. And by the way, this year, I expect to have an even a bigger year.
But that said, the gap in the ratings, does that really translate to the ratings?
Well, I don't believe that the gap in ratings is widening. We do things a little differently. Each club has their own television network, and we're going to do an analysis this year. If you take the number of people on a daily basis that watch baseball on television, it's stunning. And we don't just do it. Our national ratings over the last 2 games of the World Series were terrific. I guess the only thing I can tell you about that, because I could take every criteria and I'll show where baseball is far more popular and successful than ever before. Having said that, We have more interest for our national package this year than ever before. We've never had the number of people we have bidding on baseball's national package. That's a real telltale sign.
You have a new deal. You never say never, but do you see yourself even going beyond these 2 more years?
Gracious. I'm just getting over this emotion now. You know, I got to deal with these guys every day, so I really didn't think I'd be here, you know, talking about 2 more years after this year, so it's actually 3 more years. But there were a lot of people that came to me over the last couple of months, and I'm grateful for that, and look forward now to the next 3 years.
Has the group that's handling the Dodgers sale narrowed the list and submitting it to you guys yet?
Well, we know who's bid so far.
So they haven't narrowed the list.
No, not yet. No, there are a lot of bidders. You know, that you talk about popularity. I told the owners on July 9th, 1998 that they could judge me by the asset values, because if you look at asset values of teams, it really tells the whole story about labor, economics, how you've done, how you haven't done. And you look at the sales prices for some of the teams, Houston, Texas, the Dodgers, huge. And the grand old game is there. And that is the most dramatic manifestation that you can find.
Is the list closed? Do you guys accept any more bidders for the Dodgers?
Well, that's up to Blackstone. I mean, they have to do that. I think there's 10 or 11 groups. We have enough competition.
How impressive are the endeavors of the White Sox volunteer corps in helping?
You know, I reread it again coming down here. I could have reread it coming over here too. The traffic was that bad, but that's a whole other story. It's amazing. I really meant what I said there before. We've had all the clubs really do great work. You know, you've all heard me say baseball's a social institution, enormous social responsibility. It's amazing. You do everything. When you hear about 17,000 hours of community service, all by people volunteering. Great story. Really. Very proud. Very proud.
Hey guys, one more and he's got to go up on stage.
The collective bargaining agreement,
Look at
collective bargaining agreement.
Well, I like the way we've started out so far. I think the economics, everything about it. The thing I keep reminding myself of that, when I think of when I first came in, and you guys will remember this, the fighting in the 70s, Kuhn versus Marvin Miller and stuff. It was the anger. Nobody could have ever believed you're going to have 21 years of labor. So we did it quietly this year. Not that it was easy. It was very difficult, very contentious issues. But I give Michael Meehan, Rob Manfred, and everybody involved in the process. So I'm proud of. I think we've improved the economics of the sport with every labor deal that we've done. Now we have draft provisions that will be helpful. And again, I go back. Pat and I talk about this a lot. We have more what I call competitive balance, called period, than any other sport. And I know that sometimes the baseball guys understand that very well, but these labor agreements have produced that. So you look at the last 10 or 11 World Series, it's wrong.
Thanks, Bud.